In this video, I'm going to talk about how much cash you should always have. Hi there, Sean with Families Creating Financial Freedom, and today I'm going to discuss something that a lot of families don't necessarily think about or plan for, and that's cash on hand for emergencies. Specifically, how much cash should you have on hand at all times? Now, this number is different for everyone, but I'm going to give you a few tips on how you determine what that number should be for you. So stay tuned and let's get started. Certainly opinions vary, but consider weathering an emergency or a breakdown of internet, power grid, anything like that as a good reason to have cash on hand. But how much do you need? How much would you need to pay cash for filling up your car for potentially a week or two, buying food for those same couple of weeks, bartering, whatever it might be, having cash in hand, and just assume that electricity doesn't exist or the internet doesn't exist for you to use that famous debit card or the old school check. At the same time, you don't want to have too much cash sitting around because it's losing opportunity. Opportunity is exactly what it sounds like. It is the opportunity for that money to work for you and grow, to earn interest, to earn dividends, whatever. If you have too much sitting idle, you're losing opportunity. It's not keeping up with the rising value of the dollar. In a previous video, I talked about the importance of having an emergency fund. One rule of thumb for that is 10% of your emergency fund should be cash in your home. So let's say you've worked hard, you've built up an emergency fund of 6 months of your salary. Just for sake of simplicity, that number is $50,000. There's your emergency fund. Well, 10% would be $5,000. To be quite honest with you, $5,000 cash on hand sitting in your home seems rather excessive. That is one recommendation. I recommend typically for the average family that it be $1,000 to $2,000 because I think most families can get by for a few weeks paying for gas, buying food out as necessary. On $1,000 or $2,000. $5,000, that's pretty extreme, but of course there are some families that live extreme and might need that, especially if you've got medical conditions where you might have to pick up certain medications over the counter or prescriptions, whatever, and you need to pay cash. There's also other random value to having cash on hand. I know as a parent and an empty nester, there's many times my kids would come to me and say, hey, tomorrow I need $20 for this, or I need $10 for that. It was a constant. Or they were going out with friends and going to a movie, so cash was always needed. That is part of using the resource of cash on hand from your emergency fund. You just need to replace it when you use it. Keep track of it and keep that refilled. Also, you've got the amazing Girl Scout cookies. If they knock on your door, you want to make sure that you don't have to say no because you don't have cash. So always have cash on hand. One other thing, try to not be that person. You know, in every group, there's always the person that you're out with that says, hey, can you cover me? I forgot my debit card and I never carry cash. Always have some cash with you. So anyway, aside from not being that person in the group, I have another big tip for you. Get yourself a small safe. It can be, when I say small, it could be 12 by 12 by 6 inches tall. So 12 inches by 12 inches by 6 inches tall. But you want one that is fire safe, waterproof, and secure, so that if you had a fire or a flood or somebody broke in, it's less likely that you would lose those funds. Use it also to keep passports, birth certificates, and really special valuable valuables and jewelry that you also wouldn't want to lose. You can buy them inexpensively these days just about anywhere, or even out on Amazon. So hope this has been a helpful, quick discussion on having cash on hand. Until the next video, take care.